be one of my most disliked videos. Sue me. Hello friend, I'm Erin and I am your Dark Side Cutie. I was inspired by one of the YouTubers that I watch where she did a video talking about hot takes in general, and I thought, why not do a video discussing my goth hot take? With that being said, I got 10 of them to go through, so let's get started, shall we? Number 1, goth is a music-based subculture. It is not just an aesthetic, and it is definitely not a mindset. It is a music-based subculture that has spanned many a decade, and we definitely need to treat it with the respect it deserves. Number 2, clean goth does not exist. You can have toned down goth, obviously, but I much more consider that to be toned down because I have a whole problem with like clean girl aesthetic. I don't know, it just irks me a little bit. Number 3, no one listens to one specific genre or even subgenre of music. If they do, they are either boring, snobby, or lying. Do you have to listen to goth music in order to be goth? Absolutely. Do you have to listen to only goth music in order to be goth? No. Number 4, goth fashion is whatever you make it. You don't have to wear all black all the time, obviously. And even so, the fashion aspect of the goth subculture can go right out the window if you want. Which leads into number 5, which is, it doesn't matter if you dress in all Killstar or all secondhand clothes. No goth is better than the other one, okay? Fashion is a uniquely personal matter. I know influencers, myself included, do videos targeted towards like how to dress goth and everything else, when in reality, you don't really need to. You can just really wear what you want. There is no uniform to being goth necessarily. So really the fashion aspect is a completely personal matter. And honestly, when it comes to like different budgets and stuff, you're not gonna hear me shame anyone for dressing how they want with the budget they have. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm not one of those people that's gonna shame someone for wearing like Shein clothes necessarily just because that's the only thing they can afford. You gotta work with what you can get. Number 6, there are no real rules to being goth other than listen to the music and don't be a dick. It is open to those regardless of race, sexual orientation, and socioeconomic status. Anyone that says otherwise is wrong. However, number 7, goth is inherently political. There's a bunch of YouTubers that I've watched that can clarify this in a more articulate setting. However, anything alternative is challenging the status quo. Anything alternative is pretty much an offshoot of punk, and punk was definitely progressive for its time and still continues to be. So why wouldn't goth fit under that umbrella as well, since it's considered part of the alternative subcultures and they challenge the status quo? I can make an entire video on this. However, I think Susie Sabotage said it best. Nazi goths, fuck off. But I'm also going to expand on that by saying bigots, bye-bye. Fascists, bye-bye. Not welcome here. Number 8. With that being said though, goth is a safe space for all those that wish to take shelter in. I'm pretty sure anyone that is at least alt-leaning can say that about their given subculture. And honestly, I say we keep it that way. The world is cruel enough as it is, with really everything going on right now as of recording this. Why shouldn't we have a safe haven for creative expression and honestly just vibing with the music and form of community? I think it's a beautiful thing. Number 9, those that usually cry about gatekeeping and elitism probably have no clue what that even is. All right, let's buckle in for a little bit, because gatekeeping I do tend to agree with to a certain extent, not all the time. Obviously, we need to keep out those that wish to bring a bad name to any sort of alternative subculture, goth included. However, what gatekeeping is not is sharing information. The gatekeeping that I usually run into online is people crying saying, oh, well, they don't think I'm a real goth because XYZ, and it's, well, what music do you listen to? And it's exclusively pop music. Honestly, listening to exclusively Chapel Roan and Spirit Box doesn't mean you're goth. And someone telling you that isn't gatekeeping, it's sharing information. If they were to not give you that information and say, well, I'm not gonna share with you any bands or anything, then that's gatekeeping. If they're giving you a list of bands that they think you'll like based on what you do listen to, and you're crying gatekeeper, that's not the case. They are literally sharing information with you. They're not withholding, they're giving you the keys to open the gate. And elitism, I could go on an entire spiel about this, but elitism would be like, oh, well, you're not a true Cure fan if you don't know what Robert Smith ate for breakfast during the entire recording process of the pornography album. And I've run into some cases online where people are like that, but they're few and far between. Mainly it's people crying, saying gatekeeper and elitist just because they don't agree with what we're saying. Lastly, number 10, the Southport goth kids and pretty much any like comedic goth character or scenario is absolutely hilarious to me. Like, I don't take myself too seriously, so I find them generally hilarious, and there needs to be more comedic goths in media. Just saying. More representation. So I hope you guys found this entertaining and interesting, but what about you guys? What are your takes on the goth subculture? Feel free to leave them in the comments below. Stay cute, stay spooky.